diabetes and its complication, they discover, so they look and say, is the second cause of death in Nigeria here. And studies have shown that about 34.2 million people of all ages, they get this problem. So, at about 5.8% of Nigerians between the ages of 18 are living with this problem. 18 and above, they get this diabetes mellitus. And about one in two, they're not even there aware, say they get the problem. And this thing will don't date their body for about 4 to 5 years without knowing it. And studies have equally shown that about 6 million people in Nigeria are living with this diabetes mellitus. And the disease accounts for about 2% of recorded death. That is about 23,000 deaths in a year when they record 2020. And in 2021, they record about 4,116,000 deaths. People when this thing killed in 2021. And they can't forecast, say, by the year 2045, over 55 million people go don't get them. They go don't deal with this problem. So, like what our sister talk, the insulin, chemical when the body they produce by the pancreas. The pancreas just there under the stomach. Now they produce the insulin. And this insulin, they help they regulate the amount of sugar when they the body. You know, when you eat in the morning, let me assume, say, you eat something like bread and tea this morning. I know so now go holla because to buy bread now is not easy. Okay, maybe you eat a back home. The end product of the food when you eat, now sugar. And by the time the body don't produce the sugar from the food when we eat, the body not use the entire sugar at that material time. So what the body they do now to share them. Some parts you go give them to the body to make use of at that time. Then later, they go store the other part for the liver. So that when the body don't use that very one, you go come ask the liver, say, that thing one I give you last time. I better bring her come. Now time for me to use them. No, if the body not they produce enough of the insulin, you know, enough they regulate the amount of sugar when they the body. And sugar will begin to build up. And I be this problem when they talk about. You know, when you eat, right from when you eat till you go toilet, it involves 4 main processes. You ingest, the body they digest, the body they absorb, and the body they ingest. It's just like someone they produce akamu. You know, first of all, you go select the corn, wash and finish, carry and go to the machine, go grate. The grating, I be the digestion, so, because the machine, they break into smaller particles. In the body, we have the mechanical and the chemical digestion. Now, as you put your yam or rice inside your mouth, I know say some they swallow rice. When the body, the teeth go come chew them to break into smaller particles. Then later, enzymes will come act on them to further digest the food. After that, when you don't grate the corn, you know say you can't sieve them. You look for very white cloth, take sieve them. The water will come out, now be the akamu. Then the shelves, when they the cloth, you take sieve them, you go throw them. In those days, but now that they convert them again to tuwo and some other things. Not in the ways now. So the same thing they happen for the body. When the body don't filter them, absorption will take place. And the absorption usually they take place in the small intestine, the third part of the small intestine. And I be that shaki when we they buy, they eat every day. So You see, say, get small projections. Now, there the absorption, they take place. After the body don't absorb the useful ones, the waste will move down from the small intestine down to the large intestine before you can pass them out. Now, if this insulin if it produce enough of them, or they effective enough to carry out that work, what will happen? The sugar will begin the build up, and before you know it, the problem when they talk about it will happen. Now, what be this diabetes mellitus? Diabetes mellitus is a metabolic disorder that is characterized by glucose